putting your proposals together. I'll select Company Z, noting it's picking up the director associated with Company Z from the CRM. So I've added in a proposal name. Always make these unique. And we've got a general proposal template. You can change these templates as you like. I always suggest keep it simple. Speak to the client first, let them know the proposal's on the way and give them a rough idea on how it's going to work, especially the first time. Now, if you don't want to build this through Axiom, turn that off. And when you turn this off, what you'll notice is that if I leave this on, and if I add in my services, so let's put in the activity statements. Now, if you're going to be using a workflow tool in the future, and we will support workflow tools in the future, you'll probably want the granularity to cover the time frames over which you're going to work on these things. So noting that I'm dropping in the things that I'll do as part of the service set. And maybe a tax plan. Right. Now it is possible to bundle in as well. So if you're sending this out to a family group, for instance, you can do so like this, and moreover, you can mention who that will be for. So it'll be for James in the group. And if there was a spouse, you could duplicate that and put in for the spouse. There's not a spouse here, so we'll take that out. You can also make whatever changes you want in these. So just click the drop down there and make any changes. Okay, so additional services, something like that. And then go to your billing. Now, you'll see the billing will be set up to trigger through QuickBooks if in the previous instance you've selected bill, right? But if you don't have the billing, what you'll notice is the billing goes, right? And then you're just going to use it for engagements only. And then you can put in whatever template you want. This would probably be a once-off. And you could send it out. Now, if you don't want to incorporate the dollar values in here, then when you get to the services, what you would do is you'd build your services. Let me just show you, because we can come over here and have a look at the services. The way that you would build your services if you don't want to show a value and you're just doing time billing is you would disable the dollar value in here. So you do something like disable that so that the dollar values won't show. And that will give you the ability to send this out without dollar values. But then obviously you're going to have to modify your engagement letter just to say what your hourly rate is. So as I said, select your template. So if this is, as I said, once off, you can preview this and see what variables will show. And you can see that obviously you can build these into your engagement letter, and you can do that at the engagement letter level, or even here for proposal by proposal. So let's send that now. And if we want to see what this is looking like from a client perspective, I'm going to open a different browser instance. So let's just have a look in here and give it a second for that proposal to show. Okay, there it is. Hi James, please scroll down and view the proposal. So you can see here, proposals coming through. The client will now go, well, I'm going to inspect this in more detail. And the client is on their way now. The client must wait for a text message. That's why it's important that the system has the phone number and the email address for each contact. Okay, so it looks like I messed that one. 3 no. Okay, so I got that right. Now the client can have a look at these. So this is the review. So obviously for the annual plan, here's the description of the service, and here is the tax planning scope. So notice how it'll incorporate the scope against the given service. So where this service is for an activity statement, it's got a tax return scope. And where the scope is for an ASIC annual review, it doesn't have any great detail on that, but that's probably because I haven't set it up with a scope. And the activity statement, yes, but an individual tax return and a company tax return will share the scopes that you saw ready for the activity statement. So whatever scopes you link in will also reflect in here, and then the client can really just go to the agreement. Now financial statements, again, it'll reflect the activities or the service description, and then you'll come down to the scope for the preparation of the financials. Right, so and you'll talk about the APEs, etc. So if the client tries to go there, they really have to read through your whole engagement letter. This is essentially the rest of the engagement letter, stripped of the scopes, which are in the proposal area, and signed. So that really is it if you just want to use the platform for sending engagements. Okay, so it'll take a couple of seconds to render the string or the proof, and then back here has been signed by the client and auto countersigned. Okay, so that is pretty much the way this works.